Well, hello everybody, the History Guy here. I was hoping today to do a multiplayer battle on the American Civil War 2.0 mod for Napoleon Total War, but at the moment, there's not a lot of people online. It's the daytime, middle of the week, I understand that, so there wasn't really anybody joining a game, and I couldn't find one to do, so I thought in the meantime I would do a scenario against the computer, and I thought I'd do something a little off the wall and unconventional and see how it goes. This is the battle for Fort Wagner. I will be on the Confederate side defending. If you have ever seen the movie Glory, about one of the first black infantry regiments in the American Civil War, the 54th Massachusetts, this is that battle at the end that the movie culminates with, where Colonel Shaw, the commanding officer of the 54th, was killed along with a number of his men as they heroically assaulted this Confederate fort outside of Charleston, South Carolina. Didn't take the fort. Eventually the Confederates just abandoned the fort. So that's the battle we're fighting. And as you can see here, I've got a lot of really heavy artillery. I've got these 32-pounders. It'll be interesting to see. We've got a 42-pound gun, a number of 8-inch coastal guns, some 10-inch mortars, and we're going to see how this all goes. We don't have a lot of troops to defend, but I'm hoping I'm not going to need a lot to defend this. So we're going to go ahead and just dive right in. I have never played this scenario before. I honestly do not know what to expect. But I'm going to start moving some of my troops over here because I'm guessing that I really kind of need all my infantry over on this side. There's only a narrow strip of land that they can march up. At least that is what happened historically. I don't know if that's what's going to happen here. They may cut through these woods. I don't know. Let's see. That's one of my 8-inch guns there. Where's the big guns? Oh, here's the 42-pounder right here. It doesn't look like a 42-pounder, but obviously they're probably limited in the guns that can be shown on the game. So let's see what's happening when they actually fire. I want to see the kind of effect it's having on the Union troops as they get close. There's not a lot of them. There's the 48th New York, 9th Maine, 76 PA. Where's the 54th Massachusetts? Interesting, I don't see them. Maybe they may be back here and I just can't see them at the moment because of the fog of war. Because there's Colonel Strong. He's the brigade commander of the brigade that included the 54th. So I guess we'll see as they get a little closer. I probably just can't see all the units that are out there right now. I should probably get some infantry up a little closer for when they do get in range. It's kind of tricky putting the infantry up here just because of the way the fortifications are set up. Our artillery is starting to fire big time, so I want to see some of the effect of that as it lands. Dang. Wow. So those are the mortars. You can see how high they're coming in. They're coming in really high and dropping down on the men. Not the way that normal cannon fire happens in the Civil War, but those mortars are shooting them straight up and dropping them down. I still don't see the 54th. I know they got to be here. I wonder if maybe they chose not to portray them just because there was no way to show a black infantry regiment, and it would have been, I don't know, maybe the thought process is it's disrespectful to show them as white soldiers. I don't know. Great movie. One of my favorite movies. There's not many great Civil War movies out there. Glory's definitely one. It's kind of the one that put Denzel Washington on the map. He won an Oscar for his performance. I love seeing those mortar shells drop straight down. That's really cool. They're taking out a lot of men, too. Alright, they're starting to run. Or maybe not. Maybe they're just running to get up into position. So we haven't taken out any men from the lead regiment. Took out 4 from the second one. So we're really kind of focusing on the rear ones right now. Dang. I love it. Alright, let's go ahead and get back and look at my troops here because they are starting to get closer. I'm actually going to go ahead and place a unit out here just to kind of extend my line and get a little more places to fire here. I'll keep one over here just for now, just until I know what's going on. It's kind of interesting trying to draw battle lines in these fortifications. It's a long way to march for troops under artillery fire. I think I can probably drop that regiment down in there. They should be below the artillery. That may be the way to go with this. We'll put one over. That one's not going to work. Oh, there we go. Alright, here they come. Looks like a lot of the shots are overshooting now. Oh, nice. Now we've got some exploding in the air here. Come on, we're not hitting the lead regiment enough. So I'm going to select all of my artillery and tell them to start firing on these guys in the front. I want to see if I can just devastate this initial regiment. Oh, yeah, there we go. Wow. There's the 54th. I knew they had to be here. Oh, and they are black soldiers. That's very cool. I wasn't sure they'd be able to do that. Very cool, very cool. Yeah, I feel bad. I'm very inspired by the actions of the 54th Massachusetts. I hate to tear them up, but hey, I got to do what I got to do here to defend. Of course, there was a soldier. I believe his last name was Carney. I want to make sure I get that right. I believe he was... he may have been the first black soldier in American history to win the Medal of Honor. And I think it was at Fort Wagner. So it looks like the 6th New York's going to be first, followed by the 54th Massachusetts. I was, oh gosh, I think I was a young teenager when Glory came out, and I can remember at church camp one summer, we went out and we were serenading the girls' dorm at church camp, and we all started doing the, if you're familiar with the movie Glory, the night before the battle, the assault on Fort Wagner, they're having kind of almost like a camp meeting type of thing, and they're all kind of just sharing their heart and just talking about what they're thinking and sharing, how much everybody means to them. And they do this song, and it's like, oh my Lord, 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 Lord. Oh my Lord, 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 Lord. So we started doing that. And one of us would come out and say something nice to the girls, and then somebody else would. So it was kind of fun, and just a nice little homage to that great movie. Man, nobody has hit the front. The 6th New York has not been hit yet, and here they come. I'm just now getting the 31st North Carolina Battalion into position. This may not go real well for me. My artillery is not having the effect that I kind of wish that it would. But let's see, his infantry is just about in range. Here comes small arms fire for the first time down on his infantry. Historically, Fort Wagner was like this. You basically could only march one regiment at a time down this narrow strip of land, which is what made it so hard. They shelled this fort relentlessly for days. The Navy off the coast, as well as ground. But it wasn't enough. Wow, so this 3rd regiment here, the 48th New York, has lost about 50 men from the artillery fire. So this is where it gets interesting now. So he is shifting over here, so I've got to be cautious of that. I don't know if these guys can even see him yet. That might not be a bad thing, though. There we go. Okay, here comes the majority of them, so I've got to get some more infantry into position here. I'm going to go ahead and bring these guys down here so they can start hitting their flank. Killed their general. Okay. Who was that? It was General Strong was killed. Sixth New York. There's the 54th. Wow. So he's getting his first fire back on me now. These guys, I need to rush them over here. So he's starting to pile into the fort now. And I'm about to lose these guys, I think. So we've got some hand-to-hand combat happening down here. Oh man. Oh man. They're all coming this way. Yikes. So the 31st North Carolina 2nd Battalion is like, what did you put me into? Alright, let's get some help over here. What a mess. Alright, looks like these two I'm going to drive off successfully. There goes... Who's running? Oh, these guys. So we've driven off the 3rd New Hampshire. About to drive off the 76th Pennsylvania. I probably should have gotten more infantry down here a little sooner. I've still got some units in reserve. Get my general a little closer. Alright, we're driving off the 6th Ohio. 7th New Hampshire is still in there. So he'll probably reform. There's the 9th Maine. '54 is still fighting in there strong. So are these guys, the 6th New York. These guys are just getting overwhelmed. The 2nd Battalion of the 31st North Carolina. They've got their hands full. There's at least 2 Union brigades in here. Wow. Brutal, brutal. Wow, look at those guys flying. Oh, that was so cool. Those bodies went flying in the air. I guess I shouldn't be excited because one of my units retreated in the process. No, not you guys. You guys stay right there. I gotta be careful with this artillery now because they're firing on my own men, but under the circumstances that might be okay. Okay, he's reforming. Here he comes again.
Our general is under attack.
All right, General, be careful there, buddy. All right, who's this? The 9th Maine. They're pouring into the fort now. And the 3rd New Hampshire with them. I'm gonna turn these guys this way. Some more hand-to-hand happening here. Oh man, he's got a couple waves coming at me over here now. There's one unit down here kind of fighting against all of them. Jeez.
The men of the seats must wrestle.
Alright, General, you should probably not be up this far. Oh man, look at the artillery coming down on these guys. Oh. Only 76 men left out of 275. They're still fighting. Jeez.
Our men are running.
Yeah, well, they're fighting against 4 brigades, or 4 regiments. That's understandable. I don't think they're running. I think they're gone. Did they completely wipe out that regiment? I think they did. Alright, goodness. Alright. Let's get some more help up here. 3rd Battalion of the 31st North Carolina. Down to just 84 men. This has been a bloody battle. I definitely could have set things up better. Now that I've played it once, I already have thought in my mind some things I could have done differently as far as how I set my regiments up to have better defended the fort. But my first time in it, didn't necessarily know what to do too well. Here's a random guy with a Confederate flag just marching down the beach. He's going to charge him himself. He's like Leroy Jenkins. Alright, they're all breaking at the moment. That gives me an opportunity to reform. Who's running? These guys down there, okay. My artillery will continue to fire on these guys even as they run. So this unit's still got a good bit of his force left. He's one of the only ones, though. 3rd New Hampshire, 6th New York there. 7th New Hampshire's only got 45 out of 275 left. Most of these units have suffered like 80% casualties. Is that one of my regiments running down the beach? I think it is. Hey guys, maybe not the best idea to run toward the Union lines. Just a thought. There's the 54th Massachusetts down to just 50 men. I think I've got this. Just a matter of nailing him when he reforms. These guys are running down the beach too. Let's not do that, okay? Most of my artillery is still intact. I have to start remembering to use my rally and inspire. With my general. That's something I'm still not quite getting the hang of. I will say this. When I did my first impression and when I was doing some of the larger battles, I felt like it was just really overwhelming. There were just so many units. So much to do, and this is a little smaller than that, but I will say the game does slow down for you. What I mean by that is, you hear that phrase as it relates to football players. They talk about college football players, how the game's really fast when they get into the NFL, but that it slows down for them. It kind of feels that way with this game too. The more you get used to kind of handling dozens of units, the easier it gets and the more you kind of get the hang of it. Now, like I said, this one's a little smaller, so it's probably a good way to work up to it is to do some of these smaller scenarios where you're not dealing with dozens and dozens of infantry units at one time. There's one that I really want to do soon. I'll probably do a video of it. It's McPherson's Ridge, the day one battle for Gettysburg, and there are literally, I don't know, something like 50 or 60 regiments that you're handling. And it's big, but it looks really cool, and I'm looking forward to playing it. Alright, let's go ahead and finish these guys off. I think this one's well in hand now. He doesn't really have the forces to overcome what I'm doing. So I'll go ahead and move in. We'll finish him off, and I'll drop out, and if anything interesting happens, I'll come back, but otherwise I'll come back at the end to show you kind of the final numbers. Okay, so it didn't take very long at all. Let's go ahead and end the battle. We'll see how it all ended up. Close victory. All right, I got Medal of the Unrelenting Storm, whatever that achievement is. You can see he had about 2,700 men. I had 1,700. I lost about 2/3 of my force, but he lost even more than that. So the achievement here is win a match having spent half as many funds as your opponent. Well, I didn't spend any funds. That's just the way it was built in this case. But let's see. So I lost my 31st North Carolina 2nd Battalion. I lost the entire thing. My best unit as far as performance goes will be the 3rd Battalion. Let's see how some of the Union... I guess we can't see the Union. We only see our own. So, well, we can swap sides maybe. That'll let me see what happened on the other side. It takes a little while to load that, though. Well, apparently hitting swap sides just means you start the battle over again, but now you're doing it from the other side. I'm not going to do that right now, but I'll go ahead and wrap up right here. So I'm going to keep doing, every couple of days I'll try to do another multiplayer battle, either me versus a human opponent or me versus an AI. If you are someone who has a game Napoleon Total War and you want to install this mod, I'd love to play a multiplayer game with you. Just let me know who you are, and we can get that set up sometime, and we can even put it on the channel if you'd like. But in the meantime, there's Fort Wagner for you. We'll keep on bringing some of these to you so you can see some of the great scenarios that are on this game. As always, I welcome your comments, your questions, your observations, your criticisms, any and all of those things. Hit that comment section below for those things. If you want to see more of these battles from this game, just give me a thumbs up and let me know that you liked it, and that'll let me know that you're interested. So thanks for watching. We will see you again soon.